if we go into fear mode or survival mode, if we're under, it's the little things in life, the disappointments, the setbacks, the life isn't fair, and nowhere is it written that life should be fair. And sometimes, especially for some people, they really experience a high degree of what we'll just say unfairness. And as we go through life experiencing that affects our neurochemistry. It affects our thoughts, the way we look at the world. So what I do know is this: our thoughts are a catalyst, a trigger, if you will, like a light switch to feelings. And those feelings, emotions, are key, because as we start to feel things, it causes the brain to release neuropeptides. Last I heard, there are 52 neurochemicals. And those neurochemicals are called the chemical messengers of the body. And the most common people hear about are the stress hormones like cortisol and others, and epinephrine. And when those get high, it causes people to go into survival mode, causes them to go into fear mode. And when people are in survival mode, they are very reactive. They don't listen, they're defensive, and they react rather than respond. And then they become, forgive me for saying, almost animal-like. And instead of having a warm, loving conversation or resolving, it becomes a huge argument or nothing is done. Does that make sense?
Yeah. And when we are in this animal-like survival mode, is this also when we tend to dump our negative feelings and emotions, like project them onto the other person, the partner?
Exactly, because we don't know better. It's not that we want to consciously. I mean, I'm sure there are some people who do. I choose to think, or at least in my interactions, that most people don't realize it, but they're hurting. And when we're hurting and when we're feeling bad, and if we go into survival mode, we become self-absorbed. And if we become self-absorbed, we approach narcissism, which is very common, and it becomes all about me. Or him or her, whoever that person might be. And that's when communications break down. There isn't a good, clear communication. So, for example, in my own relationship with my wife, Barbara, I think of myself as a problem solver. And I know if we generalize, we often say that women want to be heard and men want to solve problems. And a very common problem I hear is that men jump in too quick trying to correct things, where I know this is true for me with my wife, and she'll say, I don't want you to fix this, just listen. And she just wants to be heard. She just wants to be acknowledged for what she's feeling. And I need to just kind of zip my mouth and listen, for that. If we don't, then it becomes a conflict, and conflict is inevitable, isn't it? I don't know anybody, no matter how loving and kind they are, no matter how long they've been together, who cannot, in all honesty, say that they haven't had a degree of conflict with people they work with, people they live with, people they love dearly, people, they're married to. It's just part of life, because human beings are so unique.